Hi, the Smoking Elk here, and today I'm going to be cooking this beautiful tri-tip steak on my Somerset Grills Glastonbury Asado. So today I'm going to be cooking this beautiful piece of beef here. Now this is what's known as a tri-tip. It is also known as a rump tail over here in the United Kingdom. It's a cut famed in an area called Santa Maria in California. It's a little bit leaner than some other cuts of steak, like ribeye maybe, but what it makes up for is in flavours. Now, I'm going to be cooking it on it's a Santa Maria style grill, so I'm going to be cooking this Santa Maria style. Now, this grill here is from Somerset Grills. It's called the Glastonbury Asado, and the beauty of this is you light a little fire, and then we've got this adjustable grill, so we can just lower our food closer to the fire or take it higher away from the fire. So it's a fantastic way to cook, and like I said, seeing as it's a Santa Maria style grill and that's the way they would grill, I'm going to put some Santa Maria flavours on this tri-tip. Now, the Santa Maria rub, it should be garlicky, it should be salty, should have a little bit of a kick in there as well. So we're going to start with making the rub. So we're going to start with about a teaspoon of rosemary in there. We're going to go in with a bit of spice. So I've got some cayenne, with about a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Got some garlic granules here. We're going to go in with about a tablespoon. The same with the onion granules, about a tablespoon of onion granules. And then we've got a bit of oregano. So we're going to go in with about a tablespoon of that. And then we just want some salt and pepper. So about a tablespoon of salt, and we want to do the same again with some black pepper. So go in with a good 2 teaspoons, maybe a tablespoon of black pepper. And then all we want to do is just give that a little mix. Now for the beef, like I said, we're going to be cooking this directly over the fire. So I've had this fire lit now for about 20 minutes or so. You don't want to cook directly over those flames. You don't want the flames to be too fierce. This is what I love about this. If the flames are still kicking like that, we can have the grill higher away from the flame, so you're not getting that flame on your food, because the flame is what's going to burn it. It's what's going to give it that kind of shit. You don't want to start cooking over a fierce fire, because the flames are going to make it taste acrid. The beauty of this is obviously being able to lower this and higher it means I can keep the meat away from those flames. So we're almost at the stage where I can start cooking on it now. So we're going to prepare the beef. This beautiful tri-tip is from Philip Warren Butchers. I'd say we're looking at about 1.2, 1.3 kilos here. Now with tri-tip, you've got quite a prominent grain, but there's 2 ways you need to cut this. So you've got the grain that goes one way and you've got the grain that goes the other way. So we can see here we've got this nice long grain here throughout most of it. So I'm pretty happy that we can just carve this a certain way, but we'll come to that at the end. So fat cap we have here. So it's a nice fat cap. I'm not going to trim that down. I want it to render down, which is why I'm going to score it. So it's going to render nicely. And another good reason why we want it to keep it quite away from the flames is so that fat doesn't cause flare-ups and again make it go acrid. So what we're going to do to score the fat, nice sharp knife, and we're just going to go in a kind of diamond pattern. So we're going to go across like this, and then again just turn it round. Let's do the same again. And this looks pretty, helps the fat render down. You will get some crispy bits as well, which is beautiful, and it gives us all a little bit of extra area for that rub to go into as well. I'm going to save some of this because I'm going to make some Dutch oven roast potatoes to go alongside this. Not Santa Maria style, so a bit of a fusion dish. This is my little twist on some sides for it. We're going to put some Dutch oven roast potatoes, so I'm going to save some of this seasoning for those. But we're just going to take it and just go all over the meat as well. You can put a little coat of olive oil on there if you want, but I find the rub's going to stick to it quite nicely anyway. So that's our tri-tip, ready for the grill. So we're now going to pop this, going to keep the grill height as it is, and we'll just see how it goes. We're going to start it fat side down. And the reason I want to start it fat side down, this is nice and cold. We want the fat to start rendering almost straight away. So if we start cooking that side and then we flip it over, the fat's going to already be rendering, and it's just going to cause flare-up. So we start cold, start fat side down, it's going to ease up on those flare-ups. So let's crack on and get this on. Now, I always say this, but cooking with live fire is always fun. It always keeps you on your toes, and it's going great. So the tri-tip is done. It looks incredible. We've got lovely crispy bits on that fat. Slight bit of char on there. I'm good with that. I'm happy with that. You're gonna get that when you're cooking with fire. It smells absolutely delicious. So that's now resting. Stuck some roast potatoes in a Dutch oven, and all I've done there is just put a few coals, don't need too many, in a cast iron Dutch oven, so a few coals underneath there, get the oil nice and hot, potatoes in. We put a bit of that seasoning in there, the Santa Maria flavoured seasoning, and a few coals on top. That's going to create a little oven for the roasties. So they're nearly done. The beef is done. I'm going to make one more side dish, and that's a green bean and mushroom dish. So all I'm going to do with this, put a bit of oil on these green beans, and I'm just going to lower this grill over to the fire and just get a bit of colour on those. While that's happening, I'm going to chop these mushrooms up, stick them in the pan. The pan, I'm just going to stick straight on top of those coals there, just to warm that through. Again, we don't need it too hot. So we're going to chop the mushrooms, cook them in a bit of garlic, stick the beans in, and then just go in with a little bit of sour cream, just to give it a bit of a sheen, a bit of salt and pepper, and that is it. So let's crack on, make the rest of the dish, and then come back and serve it all up. We're done. So we've got this beautiful tri-tip steak that's been resting for about 20-25 minutes now. We've obviously cooked the mushroom in the green bean dish using the coals that were on top of the Dutch oven that were cooking the roast potatoes. So now it's all come off, it's all come together. We want to put it all together and tuck in, but first of all we need to slice into this beautiful tri-tip and see exactly how we're done. So that's what we're going to do now. So we're just going to go straight on the front. Look at that, beautiful. Take another slice down there. We've got a nice bit of crisp on that fat. And just look at that. Lovely, blushing, tasty meat. So I'm very, very happy with that. So I'm going to slice the rest of this up. Actually, let's have a taste. Let's have a taste before we serve it up. Tri-tip steak from Philip Warren Butchers, cooked on the Somerset Grills Glastonbury Asado. I'm going to taste this. Wow, that is delicious. You might have noticed, so I didn't sear this, I treated it like a roast. It's got enough flavour packed on there with that rub. So we've got this lovely crispy fat where we've cooked it fat side down to start with, and then we treated it like a roast. The taste from that Santa Maria rub is absolutely unreal. So I'm very happy with that. Cooked it to around about 54, 55 degrees. It came off at about 52, and then it's risen to about 55. You can see there we've got that lovely blushing colour, nice and pink. What an enjoyable cook. On the Glastonbury Asado from Somerset Grills. I'm happy with that. I'm going to serve it up and go inside and eat the rest of this. On a smoke and elk. I'll see you again soon. Acrid, that's the word I was looking for.